Here, in the vast interconnected ecosystem of the digital world, a new continent has taken shape. It is a place called Demethria. It is not forged from rock and soil, but from imagination and collaboration. Its landscapes are painted with words, its cities built by keystrokes. Here, entire nations rise and fall in months, not millennia. This world breathes with the life its inhabitants give it. It is a testament to the remarkable power of collective storytelling, where every participant is both an author and a character, contributing a unique thread to an ever-expanding narrative tapestry. This curious land exists entirely within the confines of a Discord server. A social platform typically used for conversation has become a cradle for civilization. Players from across the globe gather here assuming the role of leaders, citizens, soldiers. They do not merely observe this world, they actively construct it. Every law passed, every alliance forged, every border drawn is a product of their shared will. At the very core of this intricate world lies a powerful unseen force. It is not a god, it is not a mythical beast. It is a custom-coded program known as the Democratic Enforcer Bot. This silent arbiter governs the fundamental laws of reality within Demethria, translating player intentions into tangible outcomes. It is the engine that drives the economy, the calculator that determines military might. Without this bot, the world would be pure chaos, unsupported claims, empty boasts. The enforcer provides the essential structure, the very physics upon which this society is built. The bot manages national budgets, income from taxes, infrastructure spending, welfare spending, military upkeep. A decision to invest heavily in industry might boost the economy in the long run, but could risk public unrest in the short term. Warfare is not simple roleplay, it is brutal and calculated under the enforcer. Nations must spend resources to build and maintain armies, navies, air forces. When conflict erupts, the bot takes into account troop numbers, equipment quality, tactical decisions, terrain. Victories come from superior strategy and economic strength. This meticulous simulation extends to nearly every aspect of governance. The bot tracks population growth, public happiness, political stability. A leader who ignores the needs of their people may find their nation vulnerable to internal strife or foreign invasion. This creates a delicate balancing act for the players. They must be both visionary leaders and pragmatic administrators, capable of inspiring their people to roleplay while satisfying the unforgiving logic of the simulation. The democratic enforcer is the great equalizer, a constant reminder that in Demethria actions speak louder than words. Unlike static lore of classic fantasy realms, Demethria is in constant flux. Its history is documented in real time through chat logs and wiki pages. The great sagas emerge organically from choices and consequences that ripple through the community. The story of Demethria is at its heart a human story of ambition, betrayal, loyalty, innovation. The players are exploring the very nature of governance, economics, and conflict. They grapple with complex ethical dilemmas and navigate the intricate dance of diplomacy. The world they have built is as much a reflection of their own ingenuity and folly as it is a fictional creation. This is a world unlike any other, a living, breathing experiment in simulated history. Within the continent of Demethria, three major powers have emerged: Orenza, the Commonwealth, Relutia. The first of these is the Kingdom of Orenza. It stands as a bastion of tradition and monarchical rule. Orenza is often seen as the old guard of Demethria, a nation proud of its lineage and rigid social structures. Its players embody the ideals of nobility, honor, and divine right. In stark contrast stands the Commonwealth, This nation is a sprawling democratic federation built on liberty, progress, and individual rights. Where Orenza has a king, the Commonwealth has an elected chancellor. Its society is a melting pot of different cultures and ideas, constantly debating and redefining its path forward. The players engage in fierce political campaigns, craft legislation in a bustling parliament, and champion government for the people, by the people. The third great power is the Socialist Republic of Relutia, forged in the fires of revolution and ideological struggle. Relutia represents a radical departure from the other two nations. It is dedicated to collectivism and empowerment of the working class. Its players are driven by a vision of utopian society free from the exploitation they see in monarchies and capitalist worlds. Relutia's story is one of industrial might, state-controlled enterprise, and relentless pursuit of ideological purity. Together, these three nations form the political bedrock of the world. They are more than just factions. They are living political and social experiments. The ideological friction between them, monarchy versus democracy, capitalism versus socialism, is the primary engine of conflict. Their borders are not merely lines on a map, but front lines in a perpetual contest of values. The interactions between these three titans define the geopolitical landscape, creating a world rich with tension, alliances, and the ever-present possibility of war. Their stories are intertwined, their destinies forever linked on this digital continent. And so, we venture into this digital wilderness to observe its unique species of nation-states and the fascinating ways they interact, compete, and evolve over time, all within this remarkable, self-contained universe. The history of the kingdom of Orenza is etched with the grandeur of its monarchy and the scars of its conflicts. In its early days, the kingdom was defined by the Orenzian Civil War, a brutal conflict that pitted royalist factions against one another. This event solidified the power of the ruling dynasty, but left deep wounds that would shape its politics for generations. Later, Orenza faced a significant external threat during the Great War, a world-spanning conflict that tested its military and resolve. The Commonwealth's journey has been one of political evolution and ideological struggle. Its founding was a direct response to perceived tyranny of monarchical systems, establishing a haven for democratic ideals. However, its history is not without turmoil. The Commonwealth has weathered numerous political crises. A key turning point was the Commonwealth Constitutional Convention, where players painstakingly debated and rewrote their fundamental laws. Relutia's past is a story of revolution. It was born from a radical movement that sought to overthrow the old orders. Its early history was marked by the Relutian Revolution, a player-driven event that saw the establishment of its socialist government. This was followed by periods of intense industrialization as the nation sought to build economic power to rival its ideological foes. A major event was the Iron Consolidation, a period of aggressive state building and military expansion. These historical events are not mere backstory. They are the living memory of the community. They are referenced in political speeches, taught in in-character history lessons, and used to justify present-day actions. The Great War is not just a past event, but a source of lasting animosity between Orenza and its rivals. The Relutian Revolution continues to inspire socialist movements in other parts of the world. The legacy of these major turning points lives on in the attitudes, motivations, ensuring that the past is never truly forgotten and continues to shape the present in profound ways. Through these trials, players have crafted narratives of resilience, internal strife, external pressure, and enduring traditions. Relutia's history is a powerful saga of conviction, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of a new world. In Demethria, history is not a spectator sport. Every player, from the highest national leader to the humblest citizen, possesses the agency to influence the world around them. A single player role-playing as a charismatic populist can start a political movement that challenges the ruling establishment. They can write pamphlets, hold rallies, build a coalition of followers, all through text-based roleplay. If their movement gains enough traction, it can lead to tangible political change, such as the formation of a new political party within the Commonwealth's parliament, or even a full-blown secessionist crisis. The world is a canvas and the players hold the brushes. The grand strategies of nations are decided in vibrant and often heated role-play channels. The leaders do not simply click buttons to declare war. They engage in tense diplomatic summits where treaties are negotiated line by line. An ambassador might spend weeks building a relationship with a foreign counterpart, laying groundwork for a crucial military alliance. Conversely, a poorly worded statement or perceived insult during negotiation can unravel years of peaceful relations. The fate of millions, simulated though they may be, rests on the eloquence and strategic acumen of these player diplomats. Economic policy is another domain where player choices have direct and powerful impact. A chancellor might propose a bill to lower corporate taxes, arguing it will stimulate growth. This will be debated fiercely in Parliament, with players representing different interests arguing for or against the measure. The final decision will have real consequences for the nation's economy, affecting unemployment rates to public services funding. Players are not just role-playing as leaders, they are actively managing complex socio-economic systems. Even on a smaller scale, individual actions matter. A player might start a newspaper, publishing articles that shape public opinion. Another might establish a corporation, building a business empire that becomes a major economic force. A third could become a military general whose tactical decisions, role-played in detail, can turn the tide of war. Each new member is a potential catalyst for change, a wild card that can alter the course of history. What truly sets Demethria apart is its grounding in a stark and unforgiving realism. While the setting is fictional, the challenges its players face are deeply familiar. Nations cannot simply wish for prosperity, they must build it through sound economic policy, careful resource management, a stable political environment. A leader who spends recklessly on military expansion while neglecting citizen welfare will soon face the consequences. The democratic enforcer bot ensures that public happiness will fall. Tax revenue will dry up. The nation will become vulnerable to collapse. There are no shortcuts to success. War in Demethria is not a glorious adventure. It is a grim and costly affair. When armies clash, the bot calculates casualties and those losses are permanent. A nation that loses a major battle will see its manpower pool shrink, its economy strained, and public morale plummet. This system forces leaders to treat the decision to go to war with the gravity it deserves. It is a last resort, not a first option, because the price of failure and even victory is incredibly high. The drama comes not from heroic charges, but from the desperate struggle to avoid the meat grinder of war. The world is dynamic and unpredictable, precisely because it is driven by human behavior. Alliances that seem unbreakable can shatter overnight due to a perceived betrayal. A nation enjoying a golden age can be thrown into chaos by an unexpected economic crash or political scandal. Players must be constantly vigilant, ready to adapt to a changing geopolitical landscape. This creates a world that feels alive and uncertain. The story is not on rails. It is a wild ride with twists nobody can predict. This dynamic environment fosters deeper and more meaningful storytelling. The triumphs feel earned because they were won against incredible odds. The tragedies are genuinely felt because they are the result of choices made by the players themselves. A national decline is not just a plot point, it is the collective failure of a community's policies and decision. This creates a powerful sense of investment and emotional weight. The players are not just consuming a story, they are living it with all its progress, setbacks, and messy human realities. As we look toward the horizon of Demethria, one thing is certain: the future remains unwritten. There is no predetermined endpoint, no final boss to defeat, no ultimate victory condition. The world's story is a perpetual work in progress, shaped day by the ongoing actions of its player base. New players join, bringing fresh ideas that can challenge the existing order. Old players may shift their allegiances, causing political earthquakes that reshape the balance of power. The very map itself could change, with new nations rising from revolutions or old ones crumbling into obscurity. This open-ended nature is the lifeblood of Demethria. The constant influx of new participants ensures the world never grows stale. Will the ideological Cold War between the Commonwealth and Relutia finally erupt into full-scale global conflict? Will Arenza's monarchy face a democratic uprising inspired by its neighbor? Could a new fourth power emerge on the continent to challenge the dominance of the Big Three? These are not rhetorical questions. They are active possibilities being debated in the roleplay channels right now. The future narrative will be forged in the fires of these player-driven conflicts and collaborations. Ultimately, Demethria endures because it is more than just a game, a collaborative project, a shared world, a vibrant community. It is a space for creative expression, strategic thinking, social experimentation. The players are not just building nations, they are building relationships, forging rivalries, creating a collective saga. As long as there are players willing to dream, to scheme, to build, and to strive, the continent of Demethria will continue to evolve. Its greatest chapters are yet to be written, waiting in the minds and keyboards of its inhabitants.